Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting. This special meeting was called for Monday, July 13th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. at Borough Hall, located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. Pursuant to the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-8B, this meeting will be held by means of the use of electronic communications equipment. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, no members of the public shall be permitted to physically attend the meeting. The public, however, is invited to attend the meeting electronically. This special meeting was advertised on the Spotswood website and in the Home News Tribune.
Councilman Ritchie?
Here.
Councilman Rivera?
Here.
Councilman Malillo?
Here.
Councilman Spacuzzo?
Here.
Council President Kramer?
Here.
Mayor Sealy?
Here.
Okay, I guess we can start with the engineer's report.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So for the capital project status report for the NJDOT fiscal year 2020 local rate program, the borough received a $555,000 for the 2020 municipal aid program, and we forwarded the borough proposal for the work. PSE&G has also resumed service upgrades on their gas main upgrade work. They're still on schedule to begin paving towards the end of July. Now, I spoke with the representative from PSE&G last week, and she did say that based on the recommendation from Public Works, that PSE&G would be willing to pave Adirondack from Burlington to Old Stage Road if the borough was willing to trade and pave Beth Court. So that's something that I wanted to bring to the council's attention and try to get some feedback tonight, so we can give them direction so they can schedule that work accordingly if that's what the borough wants to do.
Anybody have any questions?
I do. Can you just? They're willing to pave Adirondack if we're willing to pave Beth. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah. So right now they're willing to do Adirondack Avenue. We have that credit that I talked about or discussed last council meeting. But even with that credit, with the work that that Rob from Public Works and I had discussed.
We lost you.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with the work that the Public Works Director, Don, and I had discussed, Rob had recommended Burlington Avenue and Adirondack Avenue. But even with the credit that we were going to get from PSE&G, they wouldn't have been able to do all of Adirondack Avenue from Burlington to Old Stage. They would have made it, maybe halfway. But if, from our discussions with PSE&G, if we're willing to pave Beth Court for them, they would be willing to do the remaining portion of Adirondack all the way out to Old Stage.
Do you know square footage wise? Is it about the same amount?
No,
what are we talking in numbers? They're doing more.
They're doing more, yeah. So Adirondack Avenue for that portion is about 2,700 square yards. Beth Court is 900. So
Okay.
even with the credit, we would be about 1,600 square yards short for them to finish Adirondack. So we're essentially swapping Beth Court, which is about 900, and they'd be doing an additional 1,600 on Adirondack for us.
Well, I'm a yes vote on that. I don't know how the rest of the council feels, but I think that would be a good deal for us. We're getting more roads repaired and redone for what's out there and what they're offering. So I think it's a good idea. I don't know how the rest of the council feels.
Yeah, I believe that since they're going to do another 700 feet or 700 square yards of road versus Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. We're getting more for less.
Right. I think the only thing that I would bring to the council's attention is I know that there's a resolution on. I'm not sure if we can amend it now, but we would want to include Beth Court in that resolution for, I guess, the 2020 roads. That way, when we do the work or the design work for Sloan, Carroll, Bryan, Rainbow, we can also include Beth Court in that.
Yeah, I don't see why we can't do that.
Yeah.
Malay, which one is that? Is that 105 or 106?
Let me take a look. Hang on.
Or actually, hold on. I'm sorry. It's 108, I think, right?
Just pulling it up right now.
No. It's 108.
108. Yeah, it's 108.
So, and then our design for Beth Court will just be a simple mill and overlay. We won't be doing any additional work there. Essentially, just to cover what PSC&G would have done, had they done the work there.
All right. So, Council President, I guess when we get to Resolution 108, if the council's inclined, we can just add Beth Court to that second paragraph dealing with improvements to Sloan Road, Charles Street, Carroll Lane, Bryan Lane, Rainbow Lane, Erdel Avenue, and I guess Beth Court. So when we get to that point,
Okay.
we can. Okay, not a problem.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And just so the council's also aware, Beth Court was never part of the original DOT application, so that will be state not participating.
How much
Okay.
is that going to be?
My estimate is around 11,000.
Okay.
Okay, so then just moving on to the Cottage Street area improvements. The contractors completed the storm sewer installation on Brookside Road, Woodland Road, and Brookwood Road, and is working on Landfill Road. The contractor is also installing concrete curb on Woodland. I went out and met with the contractor on site today just because after the rain that we had on Friday, we thought there were going to be some issues out there, and there were some issues. It was more just areas that had washed away that the contractor started repairing or fixing today. He's going to continue that work for the rest of the week. And we also pressed him to provide a schedule as far as paving, and he's trying to get paving scheduled and lined up for next week. He's estimating right now. But I told him I'd follow up with him later this week on that as well. For the improvements to Brunswick Avenue and the Karen Street drainage improvements, the contractor completed the paving work and has scheduled the striping for tomorrow. As discussed with the police chief, the proposed striping is going to extend from Snow Hill all the way up to Old Stage Road. JCP&L has also told us that they're scheduling to relocate the poles so the contractor can complete the missing sections of the sidewalks. I've reached out to them a couple of times and tried to get an update, but they haven't been able to provide me an update as far as when they're going to resume or complete their work. And the Karen Street improvements are complete. For the improvements to Adirondack Avenue, the borough received a $242,200 grant for the 2019 local aid program for Adirondack Avenue from Hudson to Burlington. And we've completed the design and specifications and submitted them to the DOT for their approval and to bid the project. For DeVoe Lake dredging, we've completed the project plans and submitted them to the DEP for their comment. We've also submitted the permits required for New Jersey Fish and Wildlife and Freehold Soil Conservation District, and we're waiting on a response from those two agencies prior to proceeding with the bid. And for the George Street Water Treatment Plant, well number 4 capacity increase, we're working with the project architect concerning various elements of the project. And we've received the results of the 24-hour test, but have submitted back to the reporting agency for clarifications on their testing parameters.
With
Anyone?
those, sorry, Larry, this is Charlie.
Yeah, it's all right.
With the test results from the well, was there anything that was unusual that they found, or did everything look good? how did
I don't think-
the results come back? Do you
I
have
don't
any
think
idea?
there was anything unusual that they found. I think our water department was just looking for additional information or clarification on certain parameters that they couldn't find in the report.
Okay. Thank you.
But I can follow up with them on that tomorrow, and I'll send the council an email just to update everyone.
Malay, is
Thank
there
you.
anything that's going to be done on that cul-de-sac off of Karen, Mars Court? There's a drainage problem there.
No, we're not doing any improvements there. Is that what you're asking, Jose?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
no,
know the drainage part on Karen and everything.
Mhm.
And they've been complaining about the drainage problem on that cul-de-sac and where it's sinking in some of the sidewalk area. Bruce knows about it and everything. Was
well,
trying
we did do a drainage crossing there. But are these complaints recent?
No, it's been going on, and
Been
apparently
going on?
Bruce knew about this, and nobody addressed it, and also the previous public work director knew about it.
Okay, so that may have been, there was a drainage crossing that was put there on Karen Street going from one side of Marston Court to the other, just to let whatever water was collecting on one side of that cul-de-sac be able to get to the other side and then continue down Karen Street to Old Stage Road discharge. I'm not sure if that's the same complaint that you're talking about, but I can follow up, Bruce, on that tomorrow as well.
Yeah, please.
Is that the one I went with you to look at, Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I remember that. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyone else have any questions for the engineer? All right, thank you, Malay.
Thank you.
Okay. Ordinance, second reading, public hearing, ordinance 2020-4, an ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 160, Sales, Special Article 1, Garage Sales Section, 160-1, Definitions, Section 160-2, Regulations, Section 160-3, Notification of Borough Clerk, and Section 160-4, Exemptions. Ordinance, second reading, public hearing, and ordinance, that ordinance is 2020-5, an ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 91, Fees, Article 1, Schedule of Fees, Section 91-7, Municipal Fees, Garage Sale Permits and Recreation, Arts and Crafts. Ordinance first reading, public hearing set for August 17th, 2020. Ordinance 2020-11, an ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 28, Police Department, Article 3, Off-Duty Employment, Section 2822, Outside Employment of Off-Duty Borough Police by amending 28-22C, Requests for Services, 28-22D, Rates of Compensation, and 28-22E, Cancellation. Resolutions under consent agenda. To attend, yeah, okay, you already know that. 2020-100, the Borough Council approves a grant application for a 2021 roadway improvements with the New Jersey Department of Transportation. 2020-101, Borough Council authorizes the zoning official and the chief financial officer to make a refund of a duplicate zoning permit to Block 187, Lot 12, 452 Main Street. 2020-102, the governing body authorizes the borough attorney to initiate any action necessary to finalize improvements to Brunswick Avenue on property located at 110 Brunswick Avenue, Block 58, Lot 1. 2020-103. Borough Council of the Borough of Spotswood prohibit the sale, possession, and use of explosives and fireworks, with the exception of those individuals who hold a valid permit. 2020-104. Borough Council authorizes the Borough Clerk to work with the Spotswood Volunteer Fire Department to prepare and advertise an RFP for an architect to prepare a conceptual design and cost estimate for 494 Main Street. 2020-105. The Borough Council authorizes pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $150,939.95 is approved for the work performed by Jad's Construction Company for a project known as Improvements of Brunswick Avenue and Karen Street Drainage Improvements. 2020-106. The Borough Council authorizes pay estimate number 4 in the amount of $323,185.05 is approved for the work performed by Jomed Construction Corporation for a project known as Cottage Street Area Infrastructure Improvements. 2020-107. With advice and consent of council, the mayor is authorized to execute a contract with Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, and Jacobs LLC to serve as labor counsel for the period of August 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. 2020-108. The governing body of the Borough of Spotswood authorized CME Associates to perform professional engineering services associated with 2020 improvements to various roadways for a total not to exceed $106,355. 2020-109. Borough Council and Mayor authorize the appropriate officials to execute the appropriate documents in order to acquire a remount ambulance comprised of a 2019 Ford E450 chassis with a refurbished 2007 Horton 553 box for the cost of $144,076. 2020-110. The Personal Policies and Procedures Manual and Employee Handbook is amended to include domestic violence, effected upon the date of adoption of this resolution. 2020-111. Borough Council and Mayor authorize the appropriate officials to execute the appropriate documents to acquire the KM 8000T 4-ton trailer-mounted asphalt hot box. 2020-112. Payment of bills. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to discuss something.
Okay.
Ordinance 2020-11.
Yes.
We want to make some amendments to that right now. To the
Oh,
public.
yes. Okay.
On Article C, item number 4, we're eliminating that. That's already previously mentioned in our contract and does not have to be mentioned again in an ordinance.
Okay.
Under Article D, item number 3, the rate is $20 an hour, not 12. That is for police vehicle and fuel use at these, when they're being used at the intersections to protect the builders.
Okay.
And item number 4 is going from 15% down to 8% to cover just our FICA expenses.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I have
Anyone
spoke-
else?
I have spoken
Oh, I'm
with the
sorry.
chief. That's all right. I have spoke with the chief and the union president, and the union and I are on the same page right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Larry,
Yes.
at the regular meeting, I would like that the resolution for 2020-107 to be
Okay.
be separate for a separate.
Okay. So you want a separate vote on that? Okay, go ahead.
So on 20/2100, I read the resolution. Alyssa, I looked for my list of roads, or maybe the engineer can help me out, or they can help me out. Do we have that list of roads just so we can name the actual roads that we're putting in that grant? I believe there's 4 or 5 roads. I just can't remember all of them.
I do. It was
It was
Maiden
Maiden,
Lane?
Manhattan, Madison. Yeah.
Maiden Lane, Manhattan Avenue, Madison Avenue, and George Street.
Right. And George. Okay.
Yeah.
So Larry Sachs or Larry Kramer, either one. I'd like a separate vote on that one also, please.
Sure, no problem.
And then Larry Sachs, the only other question that I have is the ordinance that we're putting in for the fireworks.
Yes,
Not an ordinance.
We're just,
it's a resolution.
sorry, resolution. Yep. Sorry. Thank you very much. The resolution that we're putting in for the fireworks, that's just going along with the state regulations also, right? We're not trying to put
Correct.
in more criteria. Okay.
No, we're not. In fact,
just want-
all it does is just hopefully reiterate to the residents of the borough that you should not be possessing and firing off illegal fireworks.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we fall in line with the state regulations.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have, Larry. And Larry, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I guess we can open it to the public.
Second.
Make a motion open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's make a motion to close it to the public.
Make a motion to close the public portion.
Second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so let's adjourn this meeting. Making a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Oh, let me get one thing up. Just give me 1 second. Back is that? Okay. This special meeting was called for Monday, July 13th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. at Borough Hall located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. Pursuant to the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-8B, this meeting will be held by the means of the use of electronic communications equipment. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, no members of the public shall be permitted to physically attend the meeting. The public, however, is invited to attend the meeting electronically. This special meeting was advertised on the Spotswood website and in the Home News Tribune. Okay, on the call to order, we'll salute the flag and we'll have a moment of silence. During our moment of silence, I ask that everyone please say a prayer for Eileen Hager. She passed away recently, and her son is an ex-councilman, and her, I guess it's her grandson is a captain in the fire department, so let's keep her in our prayers. So we will have a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag.
United States of America,
To the republic
which
which stands
one
one nation
under God,
with God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
Liberty, justice for all.
justice for all.
Thank you, everyone.
Councilman Ritchie,
Here.
Councilman Rivera,
Here.
Councilman Malillo,
Here.
Councilman Spacuzzo,
Here,
Council President Kramer,
Here.
Mayor Sealy.
Here.
Okay, we have a set of minutes from the caucus meeting of April 20th, 2020. I'll make a motion to accept those minutes.
Make a motion. Yeah,
I'll second it.
for 2020. Regular meeting too, both of them. Caucus and regular.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes, yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo,
yes,
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, we have another set of minutes from the regular meeting of April 20th, 2020.
make a motion to move the regular minutes from April 20th, 2020.
Second it.
Say.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes,
Councilman Spacuzzo,
Yes,
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, we have another set of minutes from the caucus meeting of May 4th, 2020.
Make a motion to move the caucus meeting May
second,
4th to 20th.
second.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes,
Councilman Spacuzzo,
yes,
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, we have another set of minutes from the regular meeting of May 4th, 2020.
Make a motion to move the regular meeting of May 4th, 2020.
second.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes,
Councilman Spacuzzo,
yes,
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, and our last set of minutes is from the budget public hearing meeting from May 4th, 2020.
make a
Make a
motion to
motion
approve the
to pass the-
minutes.
Second.
second,
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes,
Councilman Spacuzzo,
yes,
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, we have two ordinance on second reading, public hearing. Ordinance 2020-4 and 2020-5 was posted in the Spotswood Municipal Building on June 22nd, 2020, and advertised and sold in the Home News Tribune on June 25th, 2020. A public hearing was set for July 13th, 2020. First one is ordinance 2020-4, an ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 160 Sales, Special Article 1, Garage Sales, Section 160-1, Definitions, Section 160-2, Regulations, Section 160-3, Notification of Borough Clerk, and Section 160-4, Exemptions. Make a motion to open it to the public.
Make a motion to
second.
Everybody seconded it. Nobody motioned it.
Make a motion to open a public hearing. Second.
Okay.
I'll second it. Alyssa.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
No one has.
Make a motion
Okay,
to
so
close
no
the
one-
public portion.
I'll second that.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Okay, need a motion to adopt. Council President?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the resolution,
the
or the
ordinance.
ordinance, sorry.
Motion to adopt the resolution, published according to law.
Sounds
Actually,
good.
it's ordinance 2020-4.
Okay, so Councilman Ritchie made the motion, and who seconded it?
Second it.
I'll second it.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo?
Yes.
Council President Kramer?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2020-5, an ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 91, Fees, Article 1, Schedule of Fees, Section 91-7, Municipal Fees, Garage Sale Permits, and Recreation, Arts, and Crafts. Make another motion to open it to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to close the public session.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion
I'll make a motion to adopt this ordinance.
according to law.
I'll
Second.
second.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo?
Yes.
Council President Kramer?
Yes.
Okay. Larry Sachs, I can read this ordinance title, even though the mayor made amendments. Am I supposed to address those amendments while I'm doing it on first reading?
Yeah, why don't you read the ordinance title, and I'll jump in and I'll indicate what's being amended on this. All right? That's fine.
Okay. So we have an ordinance on first reading. Public hearing is set for August 17th, 2020. Ordinance 2020-11. An ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 28, Police Department, Article 3, Off-Duty Employment, Section 28-22, Outside Employment of Off-Duty Borough Police by amending 28-22C, Requests for Services, 28-22D, Rates of Compensation, and 28-22E, Cancellation.
Okay, thank you, Alyssa. All right, and my understanding, based on the mayor's comment during the caucus session, is that paragraph C4 of section 1 is going to be eliminated, as that is already part of the contract. Secondly, in terms of section 1, paragraph D, 3, it should read that the effective September 12, 2020, the fee for police vehicle and fuel shall be $20 per hour instead of $12 per hour. And in section 4 of that same paragraph, it should read that effective September 12, 2020, an additional administrative fee of 8% rather than 15% is hereby established to cover administrative costs, overhead, and out-of-pocket expenses of the Borough of Spotswood. And I think, as the mayor indicated, that's to cover the FICA costs. So, you know, with those amendments, you can proceed forward with opening it up to the public. And
Well, this
then,
one's just on, this is just for first reading.
oh, this is first
so we're
reading.
just
I'm
gonna-
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
no, that's
first reading.
okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure, just because we would have to change it
Yes.
in the ordinance to advertise it.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone can make a motion to adopt on first reading.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2020-11 on first reading and set a public hearing for August 17th, 2020.
Second.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo?
Yes.
Council President Kramer?
Yes.
And Alyssa, when we do this in August, just make sure we have the amended language in there. That's all.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Council President, council members, I'll take a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda. I'll do 2020-07 and 100 by itself, so we'll just do, to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda, resolutions 2020-101 to 2020-106, and then 2020-108 through 2020-112.
I'll make a motion to move resolutions 2020-101 through 2020-106 and 2020-108 through 2020-112.
I'll second it.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo,
Yes.
Council President Kramer,
Yes.
and then we're going to do a separate vote for 2020-101. Oh, no, just 100, sorry. 2020-100.
Yeah.
Sorry. Someone want to make a motion to adopt that resolution?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Go ahead. Somebody else started.
Make a motion to move resolution 2020-100.
I'll second it.
Councilman Ritchie,
I'm going to abstain since George Street is at the edge of my property.
okay. Councilman Malillo,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Spacuzzo,
I abstain.
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, then we're going to take another separate vote for resolution 2020-107.
Make a motion, we move
Make a motion, we move
2020-107.
second.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
No.
Councilman Spacuzzo,
Yes.
Council President Kramer.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, any and all reports from liaisons and department heads?
Neander. Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think there would be. There's been no other meetings, so.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd ask.
We don't see them. I told them to call me up.
All right, I'd like to open the meeting to the public and make a motion.
Second. Get up on the mic there. Whoever's there.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I see Diane's up. She's gone. Oh. All right, well, Jackie Palmer's next. Oh, now she's back. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Diane.
I'm trying to get you to hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Is that Charles Worth talking?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
John. It's Charles Worth talking.
All right. Charles Worth. I like you.
Good. I like you too, buddy.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, and you?
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Is right, John.
That's-
I have two things. As you know, I take notes during this whole meeting, and the part of the meeting that's hardest for me to follow is the engineer's report for two reasons. Number one, we don't get any printed copy, and number two, half the time his mic cuts out. Like tonight, it was an abomination. So, is there any way to get a pre-written synopsis of what the engineer's report is going to be, so at least we can follow along at an educated level?
I believe we can provide that.
That would be wonderful, Larry.
Oh, I second that.
Thanks, John.
I think we can provide that. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get it to you, other than.
Well, you know, I mean, is it something that could even be included? You know, like we go onto the website and I download and print out all of the resolutions and the ordinances and stuff. Could they submit the same kind of report like on that Friday before the meeting so that we could download that as well?
Yeah, I think we can.
We get the engineer's report on Monday, so.
On
if
Monday.
Council, that's when the clerk's office receives it, so if, council
Meaning
wants it to be
today?
posted
Sure.
on the,
Sure, put
Yes.
it on there.
so if the council wants it to be posted, then either
Sure.
they have to submit it earlier, or we would have to put it on the website on Monday.
Well, Malay, can we get this earlier?
Yeah, I don't see that being a problem. I mean, if the council wants to submit it on Friday, we could do that.
Yeah, if you could submit it on Friday and they can put it on the website with everything else, I think that would help a lot of people.
It sure would, Larry. You know, because I mean, I've kind of I have an idea of what he's talking about because I come to every meeting and follow along. But if somebody new came to a meeting, they'd be clueless, and that's not fair. So,
Okay.
all right,
Well, I don't think that's a problem. I think we can provide that from now on.
cool. That'll work. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
And Larry, I'm really glad about the hot patch machine.
Yeah, I thought that would make you happy hearing that.
That's my hot button, baby.
It's like you're gonna have a lot of fun.
I'm great fun at parties. Have a good night, guys.
All right, you too, Diane. Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, next would be Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Good evening, guys. Jackie Palmer, 9 Shupin Street. So you guys just passed resolution 2020-107. Terry, Jacoby, Alfieri, and Jacobs. That law firm has been hired by the borough for approximately 18 months, with Adam Davidson representing that firm for our borough.
Wait a minute. Say that again, Jackie.
Clary, Jacoby, and Alfieri, and Jacobs, and Adam Abramson have been secured by our borough for the past 18 months. Is that true?
Not 18 months, no.
No? When
No.
were they put on, Larry?
Weren't they? I'm trying to remember, but I thought they were only on for a year. That last year. No, I'm sorry. You're right. It is 18 months. I apologize. They were
No worries.
put on. They did a year, and then we extended it another 6 months. Go ahead, Jackie. I'm sorry.
Yep. So they've been with us for 18 months. The role of an attorney, repeated, especially a labor attorney, is to mitigate the risk to our borough. Mr. Abramson has single-handedly in 18 months garnered our borough 6 employees suing the borough. 6. Not tort claims any longer, actual full-on lawsuits. And that actually may be a record in Middlesex County for one municipality. Maybe even the state of New Jersey, but I didn't research that far. The fact that 4 of you think that his skills are good enough to continue as our labor attorney actually terrifies me as a taxpayer. What that proves to me is that you have absolutely no regard for our taxpayers. In addition, each of you knew that it was a violation of the pay-to-play policies by running that second RFP. And I want you to know that a formal complaint with all supporting documentation has been forwarded to the AG's office and the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability, and each one of you will be held accountable for those actions.
What's the matter? Well, anybody have anything to say? I don't know what to say.
I don't know. It's Ms. Palmer's public portion, so she can say whatever she wants.
Clearly, I just said it.
Oh,
Nobody
I
has a
understand.
comment. I mean, you legitimately just voted to bring someone on who has brought significant risk to our borough. Significant risk. The job of an attorney, if I hire a personal attorney, if anybody hires an attorney, that attorney's role is to mitigate your risk. That has not been done in 18 months. If it had, we would not have 6 employees with lawsuits against the borough. But instead, we apparently, I shouldn't say we, you, municipal government, think that there is nothing wrong with the fact that there has been no mitigation of risk, and instead the exact opposite of full-on risk to the borough by retaining his services. But again, I will tell you that information, every single minute of it, all the recordings, everything has been forwarded over to the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability, which if anybody's reading the newspaper, the AG has been hammering all over the place in the state of New Jersey. So I really hope, I was hoping, actually praying, and I'm sure you guys were wondering why I was quiet. I was hoping that you were going to actually do the right thing. And in fact, you didn't. And now you've yet again opened our borough up to risk. Financial risk, all kinds of risk. And that's a shame. So good luck.
No one else's hands raised. Make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Make a motion to adjourn.
Hey, Larry
I'll make a
Yes.
motion.
Yeah?
Which Larry?
Kramer,
Go ahead.
Yes?
can we get a closed session meeting with the JIF attorneys and find out where are we with this?
I think, all right, Larry, Jose, you're probably directing that more to me. I
No,
am
we
going
need
to
a
be
closed
speaking.
session, so like that, we could meet with them, find out exactly where we are, what's going on. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we did have a closed session. I'm losing track of time here in COVID world, but I thought we did have a closed session. It was not last meeting, but maybe the meeting before that, with the attorneys who are involved in these lawsuits. I don't think much has changed, Jose, since we had that meeting. But if you'd like, I can speak to them and see if there's anything new that needs to be added, and if we need to do a closed session in the future, we can.
Yeah, I think we do need to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that there's a few law firms that are involved, represent the JIF, and if council does recall, we did have a closed session a few weeks ago, but if we're in need of another one, then we certainly could do that.
Yeah, because, things have been added since that last,
Yes.
that last meeting, and I
There's
think we
some
really
stuff that
need
needs to get addressed.
Yes, and just in terms of the most recent issue involving the notice of claim, I'm waiting to receive a phone call back from the JIF attorney as to that. So I'm sure by the next council meeting, I'll have an opportunity to provide you with some information.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, everybody, stay safe.
That's it.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
Yep,
See you next month.
Good night.
you too. Good night.
Good night, everyone.